Welcome back to Watch More Football. It's the fourth episode that we've done of this. Please check us out on the Genreverse Sports channel. It's a brand new channel just created so far for this video, but we're hoping to have more soon. So please like and subscribe. It will really, really help us out. Also, while you're on there, check out the rest of the Genreverse family, because we've got a normal Genreverse YouTube channel which has got tons of entertainment, news, reactions, reviews, all sorts of stuff on there that you might find interesting. My name's Cam Clark. I am one of the senior editors for LRMonline.com. So please check that out as well, where you'll find all my written reviews, rumours, all those kind of things, entertainment news that you can catch for all your geek kind of needs. I am back with, this week, Dave and Mick only, because Ryan, as you can see from the image, is a bit dead this week. He seems to have caught some lurgy, bug, whatever you want to call it, and he couldn't actually make it off his bed, and just sent us an image of him lying down, what looked like on his deathbed. So he's excused this week. So it means we probably won't get a big gym update, which we'll all be really, really happy about.
Can you all send your condolences in the chat, if that's all right, please?
Yeah. Please let Ryan know that we're all sending him. Well, we don't do thoughts and prayers, so, we just tend to say this is a suboptimal situation, Ryan, and we hope it improves sometime soon.
Stop being a pussy.
Anyway, yeah, Dave come on and he was ill last week. I don't know. Kids these days, kids, Ryan's the youngest as well.
Southerners, isn't it?
True.
Yeah. Southerners.
Here's me, the old man. Furthest north. But beyond the wall. Anyway, football. Let's talk about football. So last week we kind of made some predictions, and we'll cover them a little bit as we go through the results for this week. Taylor, if you want to bring up the results for this week, we're going to discuss the matches in the Premier League, as we usually do. Pressing the wrong button here, as usual. So the first one that we've got up, actually, I would say there's not too much to talk about, but we'll see where you go with this, which was Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1. But definitely the biggest game of the weekend, but probably one of the most boring games of the weekend, I would say, as well. Did you watch it? Sorry, I was
about to say, it was the only game I actually managed to watch over the weekend, and it was the game I was most excited for. And yeah, it was just boring. After the City-Chelsea game, I was half expecting it to be similar to that, but no, I don't think Liverpool were really quite there this week.
Yeah, but at the same time, neither was City, because they
weren't
create that much, did they? It's not as if, Alisson didn't have a good game, actually.
Oh, no.
But City just couldn't seem to score beyond, obviously, the one chance that Haaland took, and even then, Alisson should have probably did better with it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a damp squib of a game, ultimately. But sometimes you get that with these big games, don't you? Did you watch it, Mick?
I didn't know. I'm glad I put the decorations up this weekend. I'm glad I missed that game.
It's one of those things. It's like I watched most of the games this weekend, but it's the one that I could have absolutely just done without and not missed anything. So.
I had Harry watching it while I was putting the decorations up, so he could tell us what was happening. But
he never had much to say then.
Not really, no.
Can I come and watch it yet, Harry? Nah, Dad, just keep putting the decorations up. Nothing. And yeah, there's nothing much else to say. It doesn't really affect the table in any way, other than it lets Arsenal kind of, as we'll see, go top for a week. But it doesn't really do anything to affect the title race, which probably suits both of them, actually, doesn't it?
I still can't say City not winning it. So
yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. But if there was one team that was going to do it, yeah, but they need to start playing better if Liverpool were to win something. They're not playing that well now, but they're still picking up a lot of points. Like someone else we know from that area.
I think this is probably the first game that they haven't really played well in the last few weeks.
Maybe, probably, to be fair.
Maybe it's something to do with international break.
It's kind of more of a consistency thing is what I was thinking about with Liverpool. But actually, they've been pretty strong. And at the end of the day, they're in the race, so anything can happen.
Early kick-off as well. Sometimes it can be a bit lethargic.
Yeah, I don't think either manager were too happy with that. But,
somebody has to do it.
they have to put it in the TV. It's got to be in the TV when it's Man City versus Liverpool. So, you know, we have to have it somewhere in the fixture list. And then somebody else would just have to do it. They'd be pissed off as well. Anyway, Burnley, they lost 2-1 to West Ham. Oh, and in terms of kind of our predictions, last week, I think, if I'm correct, Mick, you went for a score draw, so you got it right for the Man City-Liverpool game. Dave went for the City win, Ryan went for the City win, and I went for the City win. Burnley-West Ham. Burnley obviously lost 2-1 to West Ham. Mick had went for a Burnley win. David and the rest of us had basically went for a West Ham win. So, haha, Mick.
To be fair, though, I don't think that was fair. I don't know, because Burnley should have had 2 pens in that game. I put the clip in, the one that wasn't given, and it was more of a pen than the one that was given.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Yeah,
the one that was given was a carbon copy of the 2 that Wolves conceded back to back, which people don't think was a pen. So I don't understand how it wasn't given, to be honest, the first one. But
very strange. I agree. It kind of felt like they got the penalties in the end, but they just kind of got them the wrong way around and which one should have been and which shouldn't have been a pen. So strange one, but Burnley losing again, not playing badly, but just not getting any results. And
they just got really
better.
Was it the 86th minute and then the 92nd or something that they conceded?
But, you know, that's kind of been the story of the season a little bit. You know, apart from when they beat, I think it was Luton, they've just continued to lose, and we just don't see any hope for them. One team, on the other hand, that we could have a bit of hope is Luton. Luton beat Palace, and that, you know, I actually called this one. The rest of you, me and Ryan called this one. Dave went for a draw and Mick went for a draw. So, but Luton obviously managed to pick up the result. I mean, I kind of thought they would. I thought it was an important one. They beat Palace 2-1, but it kind of takes them another 5 points, or they're now 5 points, should I say, ahead of Everton. I don't think they need to worry about Sheffield United or Burnley, to be honest, but if at the moment they're competing against Everton, and you know they've actually built a bit more of a gap this weekend as a result.
Yeah, they've done well. I did kind of fancy them, but with it being a derby, I thought, no, I'll go for the draw. But well done to them. They're finally getting that first Premier League win, isn't it?
What about? Does anybody think that they can stay up? Do either of you think that Luton could stay up? Given the situation now, with Everton being where they are,
I still don't think so.
I
like to think they can, and I hope the home form takes them there. But I don't know. I think towards the end of the season they might struggle a bit as other teams kind of start to gel and improve. But I think Everton will just come out of that.
They're not also going to go and buy anybody in January, are they?
Exactly.
They don't have the money to go and
that
say,
might just
let's
disrupt
go and
things
buy.
anyway.
Yeah, and currently they're doing better than the other 2 that come up. But at the same time, you never know. I'd like to think that we could come back in a few weeks' time. They've got a few other results, and you're going, well, you never know. But I'm kind of like you guys. I don't think they will.
I can't say
we'll see Everton just come ahead of them, and Bournemouth don't even look in it anymore. I don't think Forest are in it. You know, it really is going to be those 3, I think, and Everton because of the minus 10 points. Then on to the big one. Mick and my team versus Dave's team. The big one. What happened? Smashed. Actually get smashed 4-1 to Newcastle United, but that was actually quite a good game, but a game with tons of incidents in it, but nothing too sort of controversial at all, I wouldn't say. Maybe some people say Joe Linton should have had a red, but I think it was mostly
I think he should have.
Arsenal fans.
Yeah, I reckon he should have.
I
didn't see the game, but it just sounds like it.
Oh, all right, you just
I haven't even seen the highlights.
That's fine. You know, I'm sure all the Arsenal fans out there were saying that was definitely. I mean, I've seen people at times saying it's a disgrace that Joe Linton hasn't been sent off. We'd be winning this game 5-1 at that point. I think we had just scored our second, and you were thinking, right, okay, no, not really. But do you know, it's a funny game, Dave. You didn't see it. Dave was away for the weekend doing romantic
Even
stuff.
then, it's 3 o'clock game. 3 o'clock game. You can't watch it over here in the UK unless you do it by Sunday.
You can.
You can. I never missed a Newcastle game. And
I'm not going to advocate
it's something I'd like to have a discussion on at some point in this podcast is the stupidity of the 3 p.m. blackout, because I would happily give money to watch every game if we were on at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. I would pay for it, no problem, but they don't let me pay for it, so I have to find other ways to keep in touch with my team. Anyway, but yeah, it was a funny game because the first half, Mick, I don't know if you agree with this, it was 50-50. It could have went either way. Both teams played quite well. Chances both sides, goal each, and Chelsea equalised with Raheem Sterling with a great free kick right after we had scored. Our goal was pretty decent as well. I would say maybe bad defending for Cucurella, played on side Isaac, but it was a great, lovely pass for young Lewis Miley. So it was all very, and then it was chances both ways. Trippy hit the bar. Somebody else had a point blank save with Pope, and missed a good chance for Chelsea. Joe Linton missed a sitter, and then half time comes and they come out and the game just really changed. It was almost like at first Newcastle went up a tiny little bit and Chelsea went down a tiny little bit. But as soon as we scored a goal, the second goal, Chelsea just seemed to fall apart after that. 2 seconds later that Joe Linton scored, and it was 3 and it was game over at that point, and then Reece James gets sent off for absolute idiocy.
I mean, our second goal and third goal were just terrible defending from Chelsea. Absolutely, just absolutely terrible. And they got punished for it. Reece James, you're a captain. You don't kick the ball away. You're supposed to be setting an example to your team,
I thought
to your youngsters coming through.
Because I think the second when you do that as a player, you're getting a yellow after it. He knew as soon as he'd done it, he knew he was off. You know what I mean? That's just crazy to me.
The only reason the second one is worse is because he knows he's already on a yellow and he's going to get another one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And if you didn't already kick the ball away, then make that foul because you've just made a mistake, give the ball away, and Anthony Gordon's away and he knows he's not catching him.
One of the key points in the game, I think you'll agree, Mick, and I know you've not watched it, Dave, is that Chelsea were giving away so many stupid fouls, and they were fouls every day of the week. And then when they did get the fouls against them, they were kicking the ball away. I mean, Raheem Sterling got a yellow for that. There was so many niggly yellows.
They just spat the dummy out. They spat the dummy out because
they were getting beat. It kind of felt like that, honestly. It just as the more it went on, the worse they kind of got with it. And that was a crazy
red card. The
only really good goal we scored us was the fourth goal. I know you're only 10 men at that point, but great goal for Anthony Gordon. Great time and brilliant finish. And he was probably one of the best players on the pitch, because I think one of the things that put Reece James off is that he didn't like playing against Gordon. And it wasn't so much Gordon was like dribbling past him or anything like that. It was Gordon kept pulling him into positions that he didn't want to be in. Yeah. Like where he didn't want to be, that he kept having to track on the cross.
He was too fast for him as well. He was far too fast for him. He was just, as soon as you pass him...
He's normally all right against fast players, though. So
I know.
He's got good position awareness.
He's just back, though. I mean,
he
sometimes it takes you a while to get match fit. And when you're going up and you're against a young guy that's fit as hell, probably the fittest guy in the Newcastle team, you know what I mean, honestly, right now, and he's as fast as Gordon is just running at you, maybe it was just sort of too much for him. I don't know, but he just did have a bad game other than that, really.
Yeah, it's unusual for him.
Just got to say, really impressed with Lewis Miley. He's only 17 years old. And he was teaching Enzo Fernandez what to do, man. £107 million player, couldn't get near him. He was phenomenal. Now I'm looking forward to seeing him grow with Newcastle.
It is one thing that him and Bruno and Joe Linton in the middle of the park were so superior to Chelsea's 3 in the middle, who, when you look at the cost of Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo only come on later on, but all he did was give niggly fouls away once he came on, to be honest. You know what I mean? It was like the game was gone by then. But
Chelsea bring on 200.
Chelsea were poor in midfield, I think.
Yeah, Chelsea bring off the bench £233 million worth of players. Newcastle brought on £12 million worth of players.
It's because your £60 million players banned, isn't he? I suppose you can't bring him on.
Still
one of them anyway. But I mean, we actually brought on a whole load of youngsters as well.
That's what I mean.
That genuinely, I've not even heard of. And they done all right. It was against 10 men at that point. The game was over. It's fine, but it actually allowed us to rest a few players as well, which was nice for once.
For the big game tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for that, Chelsea, giving us a nice easy one.
Yeah, massive game tomorrow, so we needed
it. But you know, it just kind of, I guess if we're going to talk about Chelsea, it felt like he's had turned a corner.
Yeah, no, the international breaks has done us. I don't know.
No, I don't know. But you know, you just didn't seem to be the same team that you had been a couple of weeks ago.
No.
Whereas we were kind of back to ourselves after being really poor against Bournemouth. So you know, these things happen. Forest and Brighton was probably the best game of the day, to be perfectly honest with you. That was the first one in match of the day. Forest 2, Brighton 3, but Brighton played really well and kind of looked back to their best again from what I saw for the highlights anyway. Yeah,
Brighton looked like they were back up there to where they were last season. They're really good attacking. That Ferguson's going to be one hell of a player.
Yeah, when he grows up, he's going to be
really
good.
Took his goals so well. Him with João Pedro as well. Obviously, he came on because Ansu Fati got injured.
Yeah, he's a player I wish we had kind of signed. I know at the time we decided to go for somebody higher level, so they went and signed Isaac instead because they were worried about Walston. And I get that, and Isaac's been great for us, but I kind of wish we had still had the chance to go back in for João Pedro later because I think he's going to be a really good player.
Yeah. Lewis Dunk was stupid. Getting sent off
that was
foul
a
and abusive language.
Yeah, that was a silly one. It was straight red as well, wasn't it?
Right, he got a yellow card at first because he was giving the ref grief, and then he said something else to the ref.
But
and he turned to shake his hand, and the ref just turned out and brought the red card out and get off.
So like, you know, he took I think it was a penalty. He'd give away the penalty. It was a penalty every day of the week, by the way. Every day of the week it was a penalty. He was climbing over the back of this lad. And then he just starts gobbing off to the ref. Really, really stupid. But hey ho.
Has he not got a 2-game ban now as well?
3.
3-game ban.
Yeah. Foul and abusive language. They put it up to 3 games.
Quite right, to be honest. It's the only way to try and stamp it out. You know, it'll be a couple of times before he thinks about doing that again, to be fair.
Did you see De Zerbi's celebration at the end when the final whistle went?
Yeah.
He went racing. He didn't even shake Cooper's hand. He just went racing over to the fans across the pitch.
Yeah, it was almost like this. It's like everyone's against us, and we just one of those like we come back from the brink, and you know. Yeah. And I don't think I get where he's getting that from. To be honest, I'm not picking up that emotion. But
I wonder if he hates 82% of the referees in England now.
maybe. And the other 18% are just ones he's not had yet. You know?
Yeah, the ones that are in League One and League Two.
Or the ones that have he's had good results against. I don't know. Always getting good decisions.
He should go and cry with Arteta.
Sheffield United, it doesn't look like it. They get 3-1 off Bournemouth, right? But they absolutely got smashed. I mean, it could have genuinely been another like 8-1 type situation, likes against the Oz. That's how much Bournemouth just smashed them. It was unreal. What can you say about Sheffield? They are literally the whipping boys in the league at the moment, you know, and they're just not good enough. When Bournemouth, you're at home and Bournemouth could have scored 8 against you, you know, that's a bit different than getting smashed 8-0 off Newcastle United away, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bournemouth, they look good again. They look good against us and they look good again there.
I like the manager. What's the manager's name?
Irola. Is it Ariola or something? Yeah,
I think he's going to be a good manager. He just needed a bit of time to kind of get his systems in place and all that sort of stuff. And I think we're starting to see that now. They won't give him any money, but you know, I don't think they'll any bother staying up now. To be honest, they're starting to play better.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to look at it being Burnley, Sheffield United, and Luton that go down.
Well, you never know with Everton. I still think, you know,
I
think they might make it time.
That's the hope. The hope's the one that kills you, Cam.
Kills you. I know. I would love to see Everton go down. I don't know if I would have liked to see it this season though, as much as previous seasons, because it might feel a bit like asterix now if they go down. Like they'll say, "Oh, the only reason we went down is because of that." So we never really went down. I want them to be just relegated for being shite. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it goes. I'm not particularly against Everton fans, actually. I just would like, you know, all those years have never been relegated. I just think they're due it after circling the drain for that many years. Yeah. Anyway, and then we've got one that never really mattered much, which was Brentford versus Arsenal. It put Arsenal top of the league, but it was a pretty crap game again. Very few chances. Brentford just kind of sat in.
They defended
what
well.
You would expect. And then quite late on, Arsenal gets a goal.
From Havertz, of all people.
Havertz, I know, of all people.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and then on he kind of
defended really well.
They do,
unfortunate, but
especially against the bigger teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good at sitting in and then
well disciplined
the break and stuff like that, but they didn't really hurt Arsenal, and Arsenal just didn't really do enough to break them down. And that one chance, there really wasn't much more than that. It was kind of like the City Liverpool game, and it was just a crap watch. But sometimes football can be like that.
Yeah.
A good watch though. It was a good game with Spurs versus Villa. You kind of thought it would be. Well, I actually am surprised there was as little goals as what there actually was, because there could have been more than that, because it kind of played out the way that you'd thought, and that there was just chances because everybody was camped into the middle of the park and there was just hundreds of space at either side of them for people to run in. But everybody was just constantly getting caught offside, and every chance just ended up being offside for ages.
I think Son had like a hat-trick of goals disallowed for offside.
Yeah, and they were all genuinely offside. There was no doubt in any of them. Actually, the closest one was Watkins. His was the closest to being where you're like, oh, that's a tough one to call, but I think they still get it right.
It was a really good game here. I said 3-3, but never mind. Could have been 5-5.
We all said something similar, didn't we?
I think you said 2-2, didn't you?
Yeah, something like that.
I kind of forgot to cover all the kind of predictions, but you know, we could be here all day if we went through all them. But if we want to discuss this specific one, what one of us would Mick, you went with a score draw. Dave, you went Villa, but then changed your mind, taking a draw later on. You started off saying you thought Villa would get something and then kind of went to a draw. And Ryan and I didn't actually, we kind of just talked about it, but never actually gave any predictions for some reason.
I bottled my prediction then, didn't I? I spaced it right up.
Yeah, well, them two just sat on the fence.
As well, I think. Well, you know, it was just, you know, that way we were talking, we hadn't really planned as such to do predictions. We were just kind of doing them ad hoc, so it just went that way. But and we just moved on and started talking about something else. Anyway, where does that leave us then? So we then had Everton versus Man United. Normally we'd probably have had a match report for Ryan on this one, but I did watch some of the game. Did you watch this one, Mick?
I did, yeah. Everton started really well, and I thought, well, the prediction is going to come true because Everton are going to win this. But then Garnacho went and got a fluky goal where he fell over and he flicked his feet up and ended up kicking the ball in the top corner. Yeah, it was a corker of a goal. But
it was good.
Man, you still didn't look good.
Goal. No,
I don't think they played well.
How are they doing it? How are they doing it?
I don't know. This is the thing. They could end up surprising everybody at some point in this season, because if they start playing well at some point, you never know, they could go on a run. And really, if you look at them, they're sitting ahead in Newcastle, but not one weekend, maybe apart from the game against Bournemouth, has Man United played better than Newcastle this entire season so far.
Or played better than the teams they're against.
Yeah, most of the time they seem to get a lucky win. I'm worried about next week. I'm worried that we blow the doors off them and then Scott McTominay just gets that 90th minute winner and that's it.
But
1-0 to Man United.
When you think people are saying that Newcastle's not playing, whether they're in trouble, all the injuries they've got, but yet we're still sitting sixth top, only 9 points off top of the league in the quarter-final of the League Cup.
Right, yeah.
So,
but I would like to get ahead of Man United because I feel that we're still a better team than them, and it would annoy me if they finish above us this season because I kind of feel we were better than them for 80% of last season, and the time when we weren't was that point where we got to the final. They were playing the best they did all season, and we were in our worst form all season.
Yeah,
you know, and there you go. But
yeah, Man U are still the informed team of the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah, they just keep winning.
I just don't understand. So I think what they've done is went from paying off referees to paying off the manager, the opposite team that they're playing
the
against.
Opposition. Just yeah.
So many explanations.
Conspiracy theory. Well, I don't know what's going on, I'll tell you that, because it's surprising, but I kind of felt like this happened a little bit last year with them as well, but not to the same extent, whereas like, you know, they played a bit better most of the time. You know, it was only occasionally they had the odd game like this, but this year they've been crap. They keep winning. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up getting top four somehow. Who's that?
It's not mine.
It's not mine. I wouldn't have a doorbell like that.
That's mine. That's mine.
Is that the Avon lady, isn't it?
Really? Don't know, but it's getting ignored.
You need to get a more manly doorbell than that. Football show. Oh dear me. But yeah, Man United are crap, but keep winning. None of us understand it, but that goal for Garnacho.
Yeah, that's special.
You know, just honestly, technique-wise, one of the best overhead kicks I think I've seen in a long time.
It was better than Rooney's.
I think it probably was. Was better than Rooney's. Mike's going to go on mute for a little bit at the moment. And that kind of covers us, other than the game that's getting played tonight, which none of us are really watching. And
who's playing tonight?
Fulham Wolves. It's 1-1.
Okay.
Fulham Wolves. Yes. You know, I forgot about it last week when we were doing the predictions. I forgot to mention it completely. This week we're doing a show without even watching it. You know,
it's Wolves again, isn't it? Were they not the Monday team? Oh, was it? Who was playing Monday night last week?
Oh, I can't remember.
Nobody.
You're asking me.
It was the Nationals last week.
I'm not checking.
Oh, the week before. Sorry.
It was Chelsea, Tottenham.
No, not the Monday.
So it was.
Was it?
No, that was because we recorded while it was Chelsea Tottenham North play.
Oh my god! Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Life's a mess.
Anyway,
it's all right. Your doorbell's just knocked you at the pot, Dave. It's fine.
I just can't get it out of my head.
We all just get absolutely shocked by that one. But, Kyle, if you could bring up the league table for us, and we'll just have a wee chat, guys. About
I don't think I want to look at this, do I?
No. Probably not, Dave. No.
We haven't bunched. You know, that's a good week.
I mean, you could look at it that way. That's one way to look at the table. But, you know, it's kind of the definition for you guys of mid-table at the moment.
Yeah, top 10, Dave.
Yeah, arguably you're in the top 10. But, you know, there's still a chance if you play better and you get people back that you could still go on a run and possibly challenge for European places. You're not that far back.
Yeah, Nkunku again, I'll say it. Once he's back, I'm hoping we'll be a bit more clinical up top.
We've pretty much got 3 people going for the title. We all agree with that. It's a 3-way title at the moment.
Yeah.
Unless Spurs can turn it around after New Year's when Maddison gets back. But
if that's what you
they're
want
only
to say,
3
then
points behind City, right? So you could say that they're only 3 points behind City. But at the moment, with the injuries they've got, and they picked up. What was it? Was it an injury or a suspension? But they lost someone else in the game this week as well.
If you're going to put Spurs in there, then you've got to put Villa in there. They're only 2 points behind Arsenal.
Absolutely. It's possible. But I don't think... Here's the thing. From what we've seen in Spurs when they were at their pomp with all the players, Spurs for me were a better team than Villa that I've seen at their best so far this season. That's all I'm saying. But they don't have those players at the moment. But that's just my point of view. And the Spurs are a better team.
I agree. But then Spurs aren't going to have their full team until at least February, March.
Possibly not. Yeah, and you have to factor that. And I factor it into us in terms of know how we are. I think we're a better team than Villa on our day with everybody fit, but Villa don't have a lot of injuries, and all these teams around them have. So who could say? But I think Villa could honestly get top 4 this year, but I don't see them actually being title challengers though, because I don't think they'll do it against those above them. I don't think they'll beat the Arsenals, the Man Cities, and the Liverpools and stuff like that.
I don't think that they would push for the title, but I'm just saying if you're going to put Spurs in there who are 2 points behind Villa, then
I would say it's those 3 for the title, and then for the next for basically 4th and 5th, the fight is between Villa, Spurs, and Newcastle at the moment. I should say Man United because they're above us and they're absolutely in the hunt. I just don't see it, but you never know what happens in the January transfer window. So at the moment, I guess you've got to say Man United are still in the hunt for a top 5 spot as well. Being that top 5
they're going to go and splash
probably gets us into the Champions League. Well, they probably have the money to do it, so why the hell not?
According to Ryan, I think they might be more restricted with financial fair play in January, but this is Man U. They'll always spend.
If they need to buy 1 or 2 that's really going to help them, push on for a Champions League place, it would be worth taking the gamble, I think. But it depends what they feel and when they feel maybe other players are going to come back and all that sort of stuff as well. But Brighton, do we still think they're just going to be outside of all of them, or are they now they're back form? Are they going to shoot back up the table?
I think they're going to be hovering around where they are now. I
kind of think so as well.
I think
especially
they could. Yeah, they could still push for the top 7, but
just super inconsistent. I think that's going to be.
I think they're going to have off nights, especially after the European competition start again.
They'll have 3 points on Sunday. They've got Chelsea away.
Yeah, probably.
But and they've got Brentford.
Chelsea are at home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they have got 3 points.
That could go anyway. That really could. That could be. But that's a tough game for you again. You could lose that game. 100%.
Yeah. I don't know.
Better at home, but
when it's a bit more open, we're a bit better. But it'll be interesting to see what lineup we have, because we didn't start with Caicedo at the weekend, which surprised me. I think he might have picked up an injury.
One thing you can guarantee is Brighton won't sit back against you. They don't do that. They attack, and that's what they'll do. So you never know. Below that, there's no point in talking about the mid-table and where people are, and I think we're all pretty much agreed that the relegation at the moment is, well, it's a 4-way one, but we all kind of still expect actually Everton, who are well in it at the moment, to kind of claw their way back out of that. Yeah.
I think so.
So let's just take a wee look at next weekend then, and we'll have a look at sort of the fixtures that we've got coming up then, guys. So,
should we not have a look at the Champions League?
We could talk about Champions League a little bit if you want, but I think there's only 2 of the teams that's worth talking about in the Champions League, and that's Newcastle and Man United, because Arsenal and Man City are basically through and can just rest players and still qualify at this point. Unlikely Arsenal will. Maybe they need a point or something to be sure, or they need results to go their way, but let's be honest, I don't think they're going to have any issues, and City are literally already through and on maximum points at the moment, so it's an easy street for them. So the only 2 worth talking about is Newcastle versus Paris Saint-Germain at their place, and Man United are away at Galatasaray. I kind of think we should just give up in Europe. I've said this before.
You don't want to give
just play all the kids.
That'll never,
the guys that come on, just play the kids. But it won't happen, and we'll go and we'll have a go, because we could still theoretically get through and all that sort of stuff. So I just
want to make a statement as well.
Eddie Howe has already come out and basically said we are the same personnel as at the weekend, except there's a couple of the youngsters who aren't eligible to play in the Champions League. So we're a few bodies short that we would have had.
Yeah, we're having to call up some other young ones in their place or something. Are we not? That are eligible?
We will go there and we will give them a go. While there is still a slim chance of us getting through to either the Europa League or the Champions League, Newcastle
and then I think
will
we'll be absolutely puggled come Man United, and that's how we won't be able to compete against Man United, and they'll get that easy win against us after playing rubbish themselves, because they'll just go out and get hammered off Galatasaray and just go, yeah, we're at the Champions League, who cares? I don't know, but I could see Man United getting beat, and I could see us fighting tooth and nail and still getting beat somehow in the 90th minute, and it doesn't matter anything, and we just wasted all that energy to do nothing. That's what I think will happen.
Little Joe's got to go and see a specialist tomorrow.
Oh,
and Sean Longstaff hasn't travelled, so
yeah, I knew he was. But I was hoping Joe might be like, oh man, it's grim. It's grim, man. The good thing is, Tino Livramento may have played so well at left back the last couple of games when he's done there, that I don't think Big Dan Burn gets his place back when he's fit. He certainly will have to earn it back, because I think Tino has been amazing, man. So
yeah.
I don't know. Nothing much more you can say about the Champions League. We'll talk about it more next week and we'll see what happens, and we'll kind of know whether any other Man United have a chance at that point or whether we're both kind of out the loop completely. It's going to be one of them. Moving on to sort of next weekend's fixtures, then, have you had a look at these? Do you know what's coming up?
I've just had a quick glance at them there. Obviously, I know we've got Man United.
Well, the first game we've got is Arsenal versus Wolves. Arsenal win.
Yeah, you think Arsenal will win, but Wolves they're a tricky team against the top team. They've got some good results.
Yeah, I would still think Arsenal would win.
Yeah, I think Arsenal.
I think Arsenal's winning that one. Yeah. What will Ryan say? Ryan went Wolves.
I will go for.
He takes us to went Wolves.
I had that one too.
Brentford versus Luton.
Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't fancy Luton away from home against them playing that type of football. I just think Brentford will do it better. You never know. Burnley versus Sheffield United. This could be the game of the weekend.
To be honest, I think Burnley are going to get the first win. Burnley will get the first win of the season.
Did they not? They've got a win. Did they not beat Luton? I think they've beat Luton.
I don't think so. They're only on 4 points.
No, hang on, let me check.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. They beat Luton 2-1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did. My apologies.
Never doubt this brain.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, so who knows? But I don't know who. I don't care. Does it matter? You know, like it kind of doesn't matter who wins with each other. It's like one of them gets a little bit further ahead, but it only matters what they do.
At the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything.
Like, yeah, it's not even a 6-pointer. Forest versus Everton. That'll be a better game, I think.
Forest at home are pretty good. Everton
draw.
Everton been all right away as well.
I'll go for a draw on that.
Part of me thinks Everton's going to get it. I don't know why.
Half of us was, I don't know, but I'm going to sit on the fence and say a draw.
I do fancy a draw in this one as well. I think it'll be a score draw. I think there'll be goals, but nobody will come out dominant, you know, and it'll just end up being a score draw or something like that.
Yeah.
Dave?
I mean, I would go with draw, but part of me thinks Everton are going to win. I don't know why.
We've seen Everton.
It's saying Everton, yeah, because last week if Everton win, you would just claim it anyway. And remember I said I thought
it'll be a draw and all. Yeah.
Newcastle United versus Man United. Both teams play in midweek, but Newcastle have a day more to recover than Man United.
No comment.
Man United are going to win through some jammy means.
Yeah, I think that's what will happen. It's an 8 o'clock game on Saturday night.
I believe Newcastle will be better, but I just think Man United will just, I don't know. He's going to be a draw, actually. Nah.
Can we kick him out of this chat or not?
I'm saying you'll deserve to win, but just Man United has some weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that what do you?
The devil going on? I don't know.
I don't know. What do you say? Come on, Cam. Don't never mind waiting for me.
I reckon we'll beat them. I think we'll beat them. I think we'll beat them. I think we're a better team than them. I think they'll play the full team against Galatasaray as well, because Eric Ten Hag can't afford to drop out anything. So I think they'll just be as tired as us.
You've convinced me.
And I just think at home against them, when we absolutely smashed them to bits there last year, we're running. I don't think they'll like playing against us at all. The only thing I could see happening is we have an absolutely dominant performance, but then they score a jammy winner at the end, which they seem to have a thing for. But I just don't see it happening.
It'll not be 0-0 coming towards the end of that game. No way.
Yeah. And it's a 6-pointer between us as well, because we're 2 points away from each other on the table. So
I'm going Newcastle.
Who have United's losses come against? Is it the teams that you expect to beat?
Not necessarily.
Because they always struggle against the teams that are actually better than them, don't they? Results-wise.
When you go for the top teams, Arsenal, maybe City, Liverpool, they don't do well.
So maybe...
but they also sometimes lose random points to like the Pond Life down at the bottom of the league as well. You know what I mean? Like at the start of the season, they were losing a few points to teams that they shouldn't have. Palace beat them this season. Remember, they beat Palace in the cup, and then Palace, who have been shit.
Yeah, 2 days later or something.
They beat them 2 days later. And Man United were shite that game.
I'll jump ship. I'll say Newcastle will win. I think. Yeah.
Yay. I'm sure Ryan. Well, who knows what Ryan would say? I would like to say Ryan.
He's optimistic. He'll say 3-0.
I think he's not that optimistic at the moment, and I think he would probably be down on probably Newcastle.
Draw,
maybe. Sunday games, we've got Bournemouth versus Villa. I think that's going to be actually a bit of a corker. A game could be, but Bournemouth at home, been playing well. Villa,
I'll go for Villa.
Bournemouth are looking good at the moment, but I'd still go Villa.
I'm going score draw on this one. I think Bournemouth have got a bit of momentum. I think so have Villa, but I think
Villa are in Europe as well this week. So
yeah. But they've got till this Sunday to recover. But still, Chelsea versus Brighton.
Mr. Negative.
Agree. I'm going Brighton as well.
I'm going to stick up for you, Dave, and I want to see you're going to get a draw.
Thanks, man. That's very generous of you.
Liverpool versus Fulham. Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
West Ham United versus Palace. West Ham.
I don't know. Palace, we've got to start improving at some stage. We don't have a bad team, but
I'm going West Ham
at home.
Palace up pants.
Yeah.
City versus Spurs.
Now this is Spurs always get a better City.
This is the thing, they're one of City's actual bogey teams, weirdly, even though they don't beat other teams.
But City have not had 24 home wins on the bounce now, so
the loss is coming.
I'm gonna go with a City win. Surely Spurs can't do it again. I don't know.
I think City will win it. Yeah, I think it could have been a different story if Spurs had the full squad and they were still sitting top of the league, and things hadn't gone pear-shaped for them. They still had that momentum going, but they've now lost 2 games in the bounce, and not necessarily in the best method. They've lost a lot of players. At City have seemed as if they've got everybody fit except De Bruyne. They're winning, and they can rest people in midweek, so they don't even have to worry about Europe. They'll just play half the team in Europe. I think they'll beat Spurs.
Yeah, but Spurs aren't playing midweek at all.
Yeah, but it's still Man City are a much better team than Spurs. Man City at their best are better than Spurs at their best with other players, because Man City is probably the best team in the world right now. Let's be honest.
But you would probably say Man City are better than Liverpool. And
probably, and I would say Liverpool's better than Spurs.
Yeah.
Mm.
But Liverpool didn't play good. City didn't play good. I don't know.
Anybody can beat anybody. But you have to
exactly.
I'm just all night.
You're just going to have to sit here all night.
3-2. Too bad. 3-2 to City.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 City.
All right.
I don't know why we're throwing scores in there now. But...
I don't know.
And I don't know. I mean, we're not really doing that.
Yeah.
It's not as if we're doing a league. Maybe if we're still going next year with this podcast, we should start doing like the old predictions league that we used to do.
Yeah. Can we just add that? Feel free to join in with your own predictions, by the way, in the comments. That would be great. Oh, yeah. I'd love to see what you guys are thinking.
Yeah, and kind of on that note, because it's probably a wrap up, we have had a couple of comments from people that have said, "Oh, we'd like to see this or that," and those are really, really good. So, if anybody else is getting anything out there that you want to see us talk about, or you want us to discuss a particular subject, you want to see more of, you want to see less of, just let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to. One of us will kind of reach out and respond to you. We'll all see it, but it probably will only be one of us that reaches out and responds to you, and see if we can include anything like that in the show, or get you guys involved and read out some of the comments that you've put and your own opinions. Why not? Let us know what you want to see, and we'll start covering that in future. Anything else from you guys today, Mick or Dave?
No, I can think I've still 1-1 Fulham Wolves half time. So
still 1-1. All right, well, maybe we'll go and catch the end of that now, and we maybe talk about it if anything exciting happens next time, but probably not, in all honesty.
I was just about to say that.
So again, please like and subscribe, guys, if you like this content. We'll be happy to come back for more, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. We've been Watch More Football.